I'm here to tell you today that your manifestation will occur the second you understand what actually causes your manifestation to happen. And of course, what doesn't cause your manifestation to happen, what prevents it from happening. And these are the three things that I have personally discovered from watching hundreds of manifestation videos, manifestation programs, books, the lot of it, because I've invested a lot into learning manifestation. I've been into it since 2019, and these are the three things that everyone will talk about in some way, shape or form, including myself. In my videos, I will always tell you something about one of these three things. Every single video you watch on manifestation ever will always relate back to one of these three things, so I may as well just give you it in a very simple video so that you don't have to be ever confused ever again when someone mentions one of them and then you're like, but how can it just be one thing? Like, surely it can't be that easy and simple, because I haven't manifested that easy before. And the only other thing that you have to do alongside doing these three things is just working on your own limiting beliefs, your shadow work. That is the only other thing that you have to do beside these three. And if you're into self-development and spirituality, I would hope that you're already doing shadow work anyways, working on your triggers, your anger, and the things that just impact you and change your emotions in a way that you can't control. That's it, but that's for another video. And so the three things that we're going to talk about today is the three things that's going to cause you to actually, I keep thinking there's someone behind me, but it's just like the wind. That's why I'm in these trees today, because the wind is pretty strong right now outside. But these three things are basically going to cause you to be in complete relief, living as if, doing the things you want to do, be on the perfect frequency of your manifestation. You're going to live in complete alignment with your manifestation, which is going to make it happen instantaneously. You're going to be in a state that is in complete knowingness that your manifestation is going to come, and you're not going to fall into a state of impatience, which was my last video. And as soon as you actually know that these are the three things that's going to cause it, then obviously you can check in with yourself every single day and make sure that you are living in complete alignment and all of these three things. So the three things basically are detachment, which is the first one. Detachment is living as if. It is being in a state of, yes, I know it's coming, and therefore I am not going to wait for it. Because waiting is a negative energy. It's a state of lack. It's putting the manifestation on a pedestal. So we're not going to live in a state of lack. We're actually going to just live in a state of enjoyment, knowing, peace, in a state of complete relaxation and abundance and gratitude that we are already in the reality where our 3D is currently unfolding, because this is the 4D reality we chose. This is the reality that we chose, and therefore we're allowing the 3D reality to unfold, and therefore our manifestation occur in divine timing, in a way that it's the most natural, in a way that's the fastest, and in a way that it is most of all the best for you. And as soon as you fall out of state of detachment and you become attached to it, the when and the how, if you start looking for it, or if you start forcing specific ways in which you think it should occur, or ways in which you want it to occur but might not be best for you, or even the fastest method, but you think that's the best and you think that's the fastest way, it's actually not. So you just can't see that because you cannot see the whole of reality with your eyes. Then you fall into a state of attachment and you try to force things, and you're attached to the outcome. And this also leads me into my next point, because when you start falling into attachment, you start falling into a state of lack, because you're detached on when it's going to come and how it's going to come, and therefore you're focusing on the fact that you don't actually have it already, because you're so worried about if it's going to happen or not, if you know what I mean. And this falls, oh my god, I can't even speak right now. This drops your frequency, and that is number 2. So number 1 was detachment, number 2 is frequency, and none of the three things can happen unless all three things are in alignment with one another. As soon as one of these things falls out of balance, it knocks the other three down. For example, you cannot detach unless you're in a high frequency. You cannot live in a high frequency if you're not detached. And you'll see why the third one is also a very important thing in a second. So frequency means that we are living on the same level, on the same plane as the thing that we want. So the thing that we want, if you put it on a pedestal, it'll always be above you, and you will always be reaching out for it and waiting for it to happen, because you're never actually on the right frequency of the actual thing that you want. And so when people put things on a pedestal and they say this is a big manifestation, like, oh my god, one day I'm gonna have this, I'm manifesting it to happen one day, you know, they use the word manifestation so loosely, but they don't even realize that they're not even manifesting in that moment by saying it's a big manifestation and it's gonna happen one day, and I'm gonna be a millionaire one day. Those are all things that are coming from a lack frequency, because they're saying they don't already have it yet. And again, that's causing you to be attached. You're not detached then, are you? You're saying you don't have it, so therefore you're not detached from the actual thing. You're still sat there waiting for it and saying it's going to happen, and therefore it will always be going to happen. In a year's time it will be going to happen. In 5 years' time it will be going to happen. And then people die with their dreams and they think, oh, maybe in another life. And that just got really sad really fast. But that is the sad truth. If you don't fall into a state of knowingness, and high vibration will cause knowingness, and knowingness will cause high vibration. And so the third thing which is going to happen when you're in a state of high vibration, and if you're not in a state of high vibration, this can't happen. If you're not detached, then this can't happen. This can't happen if you're in a state of attachment, and that is believing. You cannot have something if you don't believe it's going to happen. You can't detach from something if you don't truly believe it's going to happen. You cannot be on a high vibration if you don't believe it's going to happen. Does that make sense? They all intertwine with each other, and I'm going to call it the pyramid or triangle. Comment down below what you think I should call it. The pyramid or triangle of manifestation, because it's three things. The three things that I've discovered. The pyramid or the triangle of manifestation. One of the things. I'll just say whatever word I fancy in the moment, whatever I would remember. But you cannot do all of these things. Three things cannot be running in a perfect circle of manifestation and abundance if one of the things falls out the circle. It's like, if you imagine like a three-wheeler bike, as soon as like, oh actually no, because a bike can run on two wheels, oh my god, that was the worst example ever. Something that runs with three, and then you take one of them out and then it completely disassembles the whole entire thing, basically. I'm not good with analogies. ChatGPT can ask me and tell me about an analogy later on. But it completely makes the circle go off balance if one of them falls out of balance. And the most common way for people to do this, as per my last video, is through patience. When people fall out of patience and they start to look and ask and try and just force the how, they lose all of the three. They fall into a state of lack, which is the frequency part. They fall out of believing because they're now looking for reasons to tell them that they should be believing. And then number three, they fall out of a state of detachment because they start looking for the how and the when. Do you see what I mean here? It's so important you have all three going all at once. And now that you understand three things that actually cause a manifestation to happen, now you can work on yourself. Now you can seek the help that you need with the area that you believe you need help in. And it is the best thing in the world to do. The best thing in the world is to actually realize that you're lacking. To actually realize that your manifestation isn't actually happening right now, and it's been a while. The sooner you realize it's been a while, and the sooner you realize that actually I should probably do something about this, there's something going on, that is the second you will begin your journey of actually manifesting. The second you admit to yourself that something is going on and that you need help, or you need more videos, or you need more training, learning, books, whatever it is, the second you can then seek that help and then discover what is going wrong. But unless you admit to yourself the thing that you're doing wrong, one of those three things, then you will never actually begin to realize what is actually going wrong. But if you're a complete instant manifester, you've manifested your dream life and everything already, and you're just here for the fun and entertainment, good on you. but most of us are still on that journey. So I hope it helped you learn about your own manifestation journey and realize where you need to actually start working on yourself more. Don't forget to do this alongside shadow work, because our triggers, in any way possible, the second we feel our emotions shift in a negative way, sometimes we don't even realize that we're comparing or looking for validation or getting angry or getting defensive at any situation online. Oh my god, any situation online. Even if it's like, well, I say online, but I mean also in person, online and in person, right? If you start comparing yourself to anyone, or you speak negatively about anyone, or you judge anything, even if it's not in a malicious way, the second that happens, it shows you in your life what you need to work on. And people also call this mirror work or looking inside of you. Seriously, birds. Every self-development book will tell you to do shadow work in some shape or form. Every manifestation book will tell you to do shadow work in some shape or form. I'm reading The Goddess Path right now, and the first few chapters is literally just uncovering the goddess within and discovering what's been holding your goddess from inside of you back. The goddess of being in control of your powers and your authentic self and being uniquely you and all of those things. And all of it does is get you to look inside of yourself and actually see what is going on inside and where you've been going wrong. And so many people look on the outside for answers, the outside for knowledge that will help them propel, but unless they look on the inside, they can never truly dig themselves up from underground. And if you're not already grounded and you're not already dug up, you cannot propel yourself upwards into the sky because you're under the ground. Do you know what I mean? So you cannot manifest well without doing the shadow work, because no matter how many times you try and believe in yourself, if there's something that's happened before or something like learned behavior that's causing you to not believe and you don't know why, that is the second that you need some sort of help, or you need to look inside of you, or get someone to help you look inside of you to realize what limiting beliefs are going on. And the best way that your body is revealing to you every single day the answers, every single day it's revealing you what you need to work on, is through your shadows and your triggers. So that's like a fourth thing, I guess. But again, it's kind of a completely different topic, and yeah, we'll go into that another day. But yeah, I hope it helped. And again, if you want the excess help, I have the Passive Princess package down below. I'm also going to start linking good books down below, I think, as well on Amazon, because I'm reading so many manifestation self-development books right now, spiritual books that I think would help. So I may as well link you those as well as the Passive Princess coaching package that I have. But I hope it helped you. I'm going to go back out into the unaesthetic environment right now with everyone around. And I'll see you in another video. Have a lovely, lovely day. Bye.